In 1284, a fleet of Genoese ships was caught in a violent storm at sea. Barrels of olive oil split open. Sacks of chickpeas tore. The two mixed together in salt water at the bottom of the hold. The sailors, starving after days of storm, found the mixture. Soaked, soft, paste-like, they spread it on flat surfaces. The sun dried it. They ate it, and were surprised by how good it was. Back on land, the Genoese put it in a wood oven. They refined the proportions. They gave it a name: Farinata. That is one story of how bread gets invented, not in a bakery, not by a chef, in a shipwreck, by accident, out of hunger. For most of human history, bread was not made from wheat. And the breads that came from everything else, from chickpeas, from lentils, from corn, have stories like this one, most of them stranger. This is every legume bread you should know about. Farinata. Genoa, Italy. 3 ingredients: chickpea flour, water, olive oil. One legend says it was invented by Roman soldiers who roasted chickpea flour on their shields. Simple, portable, and extraordinarily filling. The more documented story is equally remarkable. In 1284, the city of Genoa defeated Pisa in the Battle of Meloria. The Genoese galleys, loaded with prisoners, found themselves in a violent storm at sea. Barrels of oil and sacks of chickpeas spilled and soaked together in salt water. After a few hours, the sun dried the chickpea and oil mixture into a flat pancake. Driven by hunger, the sailors ate it and were surprised by its deliciousness. Back on land, the Genoese refined the recipe and began baking it in wood ovens. They called it the Gold of Pisa, in mockery of the defeated enemy. A bread born from a storm at sea, refined by sailors, celebrated by a city. Still sold on street corners in Genoa today. Unchanged. Ways to enjoy it: chickpea flour, water, olive oil, salt. Rested overnight, baked in a screaming hot oven. Served plain, warm, with cracked black pepper. Nothing else needed. Socca, Nice, France. The same bread, a different city, a different name. Similar versions of farinata can be found all along the Mediterranean coast, from the Socca of Nice to Tuscany, where it is called calda, and further south known as Cecina. In Nice, Socca is street food. The bakers arrive before dawn, fire their wood ovens, and by morning the city smells of chickpeas and olive oil. It is served in ragged, torn pieces, never cut with a knife. The tearing is part of the ritual, from ancient Ligurian kitchens to street food stands in Nice and pizza parlors in Buenos Aires, where it is called faina. This flatbread has endured for centuries as a symbol of cultural heritage and resourceful cooking. One flatbread, one recipe, 5 countries, thousands of years. Ways to enjoy it: baked in a copper pan over extreme heat. The edges must be crispy, the center slightly soft. Torn, never sliced, eaten immediately. Injera, Ethiopia and Eritrea. The bread that is also the plate, also the utensil, also the meal itself. Injera is central to the dining process in Ethiopian society. Like bread or rice elsewhere, a variety of stews and salads are placed on top of the injera. Using one hand, small pieces are torn and used to grasp the stews. The injera under these stews soaks up the juices and flavors. And after the stews are gone, this bread is also consumed. Injera is simultaneously a food, an eating utensil, and a plate. When the entire tablecloth of injera is gone, the meal is over. It is made from teff, the world's tiniest grain, cultivated since as far back as 10,000 BC, sustaining communities across the Horn of Africa for longer than any other bread on this list. No other bread in the world serves 3 functions simultaneously. The Ethiopians designed the perfect meal with a single ingredient. Ways to enjoy it: teff flour and water, fermented for 48 hours, poured onto a hot circular griddle, the mitad. The porous surface that forms is the key. It holds the stews, absorbs the sauces, becomes the meal. Besan Roti, India. The everyday bread of the subcontinent, made not from wheat, but from chickpea flour. In India, chickpea flour is called besan. It has been used for thousands of years across the subcontinent, ground from dried chickpeas, mixed with spices and water, cooked on a flat iron griddle called a tawa. Roman soldiers carried lentils as a portable and non-perishable source of sustenance. Ancient Egypt used lentils in bread making, appearing in tomb paintings and archaeological finds, indicating they were treasured by royalty. The dal bati, a dense legume-based bread baked in clay ovens or in the coals of a fire, has been a staple of Rajasthan for centuries, carried by soldiers, eaten by farmers, served at celebrations. The same bread from the desert to the palace. Ways to enjoy it. Chickpea flour mixed with cumin, coriander, chili, and water, cooked on a dry griddle until golden, paired with dal, lentil soup, for one of the oldest complete meal combinations in human history. Farinata, Algeria, the North African cousin of Farinata, and possibly the oldest of them all. In Algeria, Farinata is served hot, dressed with cumin and harissa. It is thicker than its Mediterranean cousins, almost custard-like in the center, crispy on the outside. Street food in every Algerian city sold from carts before sunrise, eaten wrapped in bread or alone. The chickpea reached North Africa through the ancient trade routes of the Phoenicians and the Romans, and the local cooks made it their own. Spiced with cumin, finished with harissa, it became something that never existed anywhere else. Ways to enjoy it: chickpea flour, water, egg, cumin, and olive oil. Baked in a very hot oven, served hot, sliced, topped generously with cumin and harissa. The contrast between the soft interior and the crispy edge is what makes it extraordinary. And then there is the bread that millions of people searched for last year. Modern lentil bread. Red or green lentils soaked overnight, blended raw, baked without flour, without yeast, without any of the ingredients we associate with bread. This is not an ancient recipe. It is a modern rediscovery of an ancient principle, that legumes can be bread. The same principle Roman soldiers understood when they roasted chickpea flour on their shields. The same principle that Genoese sailors discovered when their provisions spilled into the sea. The same principle that Ethiopian civilization built its daily meal around for 10,000 years. Different ingredients, different centuries, the same fundamental understanding: a legume, water, and heat can become bread. Ways to enjoy it: soak red lentils for 8 hours. Blend raw with water, salt, and a pinch of baking powder. Pour into a loaf pan. Bake at 180 degrees Celsius for 45 minutes. No flour, no yeast, no wheat, just lentils. And 10,000 years of human knowledge. Every bread on this list was made before modern flour existed. Roman soldiers carried chickpea paste into battle. Genoese sailors discovered a flatbread by accident in a storm. Ethiopian civilization built its entire meal culture around a fermented teff batter. Indian farmers baked lentil bread in clay ovens for thousands of years. None of them needed wheat. Modern bread, soft, sliced, packaged, stored for weeks, is remarkable in its own way. But it is also the newest version of something that humans have been doing for 10,000 years. Before flour, before yeast, before ovens, just a legume, water, heat, and the understanding that this is enough. Next video, every Italian bread type explained. The country that turned bread into a national art form, and the loaf that has lasted unchanged for 3,000 years. Subscribe so you don't miss it.